Recording started. We're off and running. Play by play, bonus episode number one. Coaches Pat and Jerry. How are you doing, Pat?
It's been a good summer. As you know, we've spoken. I was in Europe for about 2 weeks on a river cruise. Then kind of relaxed and settled down a little bit more at the Jersey Shore. Then got back home, I think, on July 26th. Back to work. But I gotta tell you, it was other than the travel, which is always hectic, and I think I get worse jet lag now, Jerry, than I've ever gotten before. I need
I hear you.
I need about 3 days to get my time clock back, at least
Yeah.
three. But it was a great trip. Great trip.
Yeah, my summer has been, I went to the Northeast and I got to see people I haven't seen in 50 years, some of them. I connected with old friends. And the nice part about going back to where you came from, they treat you like you never left.
Oh
And
yeah.
the people are incredible. It has been, I don't know about you, but it has been an unseasonably hot summer.
Very
Um,
hot.
yeah, the humidity here at some days has felt like Costa Rica, Houston, um, Thailand, not South Carolina.
Well, it's been very hot here. We're going through a week of 100 every day.
Ooh,
Uh,
but it's a
yeah.
dry
I
heat.
mean, yeah, it's a dry heat, but it still steams you, man. Let me tell you, it really does. We won't get out of this until September, probably.
Yeah, well, so here it's been a very humid summer. For example, I played golf today. I teed off at 8:30. By 9:30, I was soaking wet just from the humidity. And you got to change.
Wow,
I wore four different gloves.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because you're constantly, and I don't sweat normally at all, but the humidity here just brings it out of you.
Well,
Yeah.
the golf courses here are, and in Phoenix, where my daughter lives, where it's like 113, and here it's 100. The golf courses are packed at 6 in the morning, and then there's nobody on them at noon. There's a couple of when I drive home at 5 o'clock, there's probably three or four crazy kids, they might be in their 20s or 30s that are out there braving the heat because they can get a quick round in. But if you're serious, you're filling up the golf courses from 6 a.m. till noon. That's it.
Yeah, we still have them coming. So I used to, like, we play in the mornings when I play with my groups, but I like to practice in the afternoons and I go out by myself or with one person. I sign up for 9 holes, but sometimes I won't play but three or four and just play them over and over again, late in the afternoon when there's nobody around. But that's not the case anymore. There's so many people that come here to play golf. The courses are always full. Doesn't matter what time of day.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts.
Now, if you're making if you're making a golf trip, you're going to play no matter what the weather,
Yeah.
no matter what. You're not.
And
You're not.
and our golf season used to be, when I first moved here, the package golfers and the travelers would come here September, October. Then there was a reprieve, and then they would come back in March, April, May, and June. So that's 6 months a year. And then the other 6 months, the courses are yours. It's just locals, and then the afternoons are wide open. But not anymore. Since the pandemic, I've never seen so many people come down here in the summer. As a matter of fact, I don't go to the beach that often in the summer because there's too many umbrellas. I either go after they leave the beach, like at 3 o'clock, or go there before they go to the beach. but I don't go out there. I don't like sitting in the humidity anyway.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that would be so sticky. I don't even want to think of that.
Yeah.
That would be so sticky.
Well, the Olympics are going on, and I watched the women's basketball team. Overall, they were sloppy. If anything, they won easily because they're so talented. Their guard play was suspect. Diana Taurasi looked really good, but she can't play a lot of minutes because age and injuries.
Right, right.
But she looked really good. But they just weren't in sync, and I think
Yeah.
that's what kept the other team in the game. But I think they play again on Friday. The men look superhuman. I mean, oh my God! And
Oh, the highlights that I've seen of the men, defend, rebound, dunk. It's gone. I mean, if they defend and rebound, they will run all day and get great shots. It'll be over.
well, they had LeBron and Kev
Durant.
Durant. They in their first 16 shots, they only missed one shot. And Durant shot more than Durant was 5 for 5 from threes at one point.
They didn't play Jason Tatum, one of the best players in the NBA.
I know.
I don't know. I heard exactly how that happened, except that Steve Kerr said, you get lost in certain rotations and guys are playing well, so you want to keep those rotations in. All right, I get that. But apparently somebody else is going to sit the next game because he's going to play Jason Tatum. So can't be easy to juggle.
No, I mean the starting five that they put out there was more out of respect than it was their best five, because they did better when they got. I mean, Durant came off the bench. They had a couple guys. White came off. They had a couple guys come off the bench that played better than the starters did. But yeah, they. I think they'll figure that out. The women too. I didn't think their starting five was their strongest team on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they should breeze. I'm not sure who the men's top competition will be. It's usually Australia's in there, Czech Republic, people like that. How about the women? Who's their top competition, Jerry?
Well, in the women, Serbia will be tough, and Russia's usually tough. But I don't think they have anybody that can stay with them. Then, they haven't lost in 8 years, maybe longer.
Wow.
They're like fit. Yeah, they have not lost a game in so long. It's crazy. And do you remember back when we coached and Russia had this monster team that toured the U.S.? ODU we almost beat them. They hadn't lost the game in years, and they almost lost there. And they had Juliana Semenova, who was like 7'8".
Oh,
Yeah, she was a foot over Ann Donovan.
whoa.
Yeah, big girl, and could run the floor and play, believe it or not. So I don't think the women. The only challenge the women will have will be themselves. I mean, I don't see anybody. The men have South Sudan next, who almost beat them. They needed a last second shot, so they'll constantly be challenged. I thought Serbia would give them a battle, and they did for a while. But
Serbia was supposed to be one of the top, a Final Four team, a top competitor, but they wiped them up. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes. I can't wait for the track and field. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I love that part of the Olympics. That'll be good. I mean, that and irony, when you look at the size of our team, we are fourth or fifth in gold medals. We're number one in medals overall, but we just have more athletes than anyone else. But
Yeah.
it's amazing that smaller countries are getting more goals than we are. I'm hopefully track that'll even out because we shine there. Basketball, we hopefully get a couple goals there. But 3-on-3, by the way, they lost. Haley Lith's team, she played great, but that team lost and is out. I mean, they got upset. And
Lord.
oh, it was amazing.
It's-
They had no symmetry at all. Uh, they had
all
no
I can all I can say is it's been a bad year for Haley Van Leeth. Then I mean, I mean, it hasn't worked out too well.
They were saying this was her reprieve and to be able to reset herself. And she gets in the Olympic 3-on-3 and they get upset and knocked out by, I mean, honestly, they were supposed to beat this team easily. Germany, I think, has beat them. And Germany, you know what? You know how Germany beat them? Out hustled them. Got to every loose ball, got to every rebound, got to every second and third shot. They weren't very good, but they out hustled.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, but that's really what happened. But I mean, Haley played well. Out of the whole team, she probably played the best. But they're just not in sync. That team needed a lot more practice. I can't imagine. I think they could have put a better 3-on-3 team together. I think they're missing Cameron Brink.
Yeah, absolutely, and we wish her well from her surgery. That's very unfortunate.
I hope so. It's a talented kid, and saw Dawn Staley kind of backtrack on Caitlin, saying that given how she played in the All-Star game, she played well enough to be on the team and make an impact. I thought that was pretty cool. Dawn tells it like it is. You really got to respect her. She doesn't. Yeah. I like.
No, there's no phoniness there. She's straight ahead.
At all.
Oh yeah, no, not even close. Not even close. Glad to see she changed her opinion a bit on Clark. But you know what? In the end, Clark will get there in 28, and
which I think is a better move for her. I think the girls played so much basketball. This rest has got to be awesome.
Yeah, and I would agree.
And then the Rookie of the Year stuff, I wish they gave 2 awards out because her and Angel Reese are at 2 different positions. They both deserve something for their play at their position. There's no way you can separate there's no way you can put those 2 together. You can't.
Right. But in the end, rings and wins, I think, trump everything. And right now, I believe Reese's team is a playoff team and the Fever are not.
Oh, right? I didn't know that.
And if it works out that way, Reese will probably get it. I mean, she has just been incredible at the offensive end, particularly as a rebounder. And in the end, Clark's not lighting it up as well as you would think from 3, but she's like getting 15 assists a game.
Well, the Fever got Steph Curry in the draft, and they made her John Stockton. I mean, right?
I know.
To have a shooter like that not be able to shoot.
No, I agree. That's a whole other topic.
That's right.
She is fulfilling her role. We'll put it that way.
Well, things are going good. We're back this this fall. We're just waiting on a few big names to come through. And gosh, I mean, we can float around some names, but we're working with Gabby Marshall, Gino Auriemma. We've got messages out to Rebecca Lobo, Dominique Wilkins, and Bob Rathbun from the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, this could be, and we're also going to be doing our thing during pro football and college season. So it's going to be a fun fall for play-by-play.
Well, it absolutely will be. Those guests will be great, but people need to tune in for their pick sixes or pick threes, whatever we decide, the big college and pro games of the week. And we'll be hacking through all that as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to light up some teaser tickets for people. I think we'll be really good there, and also deliver them some stats to think about what they should be looking at or what they could be looking at when it comes to football.
College football season is going to be quite unique, Jerry, with the dissolution the dissolution of the Pac-12. It's no longer around. Power 4, brand new Big Ten, an expanded SEC, some great teams in the ACC who are trying to make a name for themselves, and a brand new Big 12 out here my way with Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and a few Utah now in the Big 12. So going to be some very unique matchups that we'll have to pay attention to. They'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good season. I mean, that now the expanding of giving scholarships is out there, and the NC2A expanded that for football. And there's some new rules in the NFL. The NFL actually has a Friday night game. They have a Thursday and a Friday night game in the season. So, and college now has the new playoff format this year, right? So it's going to be an interesting year for football, and like no other year. So I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, 12 teams get into the college football playoff, and that'll be fun when it begins. But like I said before, these unique matchups from across the country with the collaboration of new conferences. I think every week there's going to be some star-studded games.
Yeah, and the NFL has been throwing around some big money for quarterbacks. I just got my first stat out of the top 8 quarterbacks. They're said what their combined income was, but I know the salary cap's 255, but they're all making around 45-50 million a season. Out of the top 8 quarterbacks, if you put them together, Tom Brady has more playoff wins and more Super Bowls than the top 8, the most highest paid 8 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, that market's out of control to me. As we all know, you can pay your quarterback a bundle, but you still have to fill out the rest of your team. And that's something that Brady understood in his later years, never took the top dollar, needed a good team around him. It remains to be seen if guys like Jordan Love and these other newbies to the group were making 50-55 million. Remains to be seen if it's worth it.
Yeah, and so Patrick Mahomes is not in the top 8 as far as income goes, but he has taken less on the front end so to lower the salary cap so they can get better players. I mean,
you have to pay attention to that. I understand getting paid, but if you're going to get your head beat in every week and go 8-8 or 9-8 every year, that's not what it's about. So
I'm with you.
Yeah, and the other area, I know we need to go. The other area that's way overpriced now are wide receivers. It's like crazy what they're making. It's crazy. So,
Well, needless to say, it's going to be an interesting fall. I'm looking forward to it. And everybody tune in to play by play because we're going to call it the way we see it. And you're going to get some great, great, great play calls this fall.
not only that, but exciting guests. So we will talk soon, Jerry.
Yeah, Pat.